Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Dead Rising remaster, the DRDR. I don't remember what the other DR in the DRDR stands for. Dead Rising Digital Remaster. I guess that's what it means. I think DRDR is fucking stupid. I think that's low key, kind of like their first mistake they made with the game. It seems that Dead Rising right now has this problem where they gave it to a studio. I forgot how. I forgot which studio it was. Let me go ahead and look that up real quick. Dragami Games. Yeah, I've never heard of them either. Because here's the thing, because I want to talk about Lollipop Chainsaw and compare the Dead Rising remaster to it. Because here's the problem. The original, the OG version of Dead Rising on the 360, Xbox 360, probably the absolute best iteration of Xbox, in my opinion at least. Broke new ground. I know, like, they broke new ground. You know, you can't say that anymore because of Red Letter Media, but I absolutely love RLM, so hell yeah, go them. Yeah, it broke new ground in terms of how many sprites and how many characters you can have on the screen. It was really groundbreaking though with the technology at the time, because back then you would have, like, you can only render so much onto a screen into the game at one point in time. That's why in old games, when you're blazing past enemies and stuff, if it's like, say, a bunch of zombies, you'll see the zombies kind of like fading into the background as you're driving past them. With Dead Rising, it never did that. It just, you just see the whole character, every pixel and everything with the character blaze past and just like fade into the screen, like, you know, like a normal one. Like, it doesn't like fade into it, just like sort of like abruptly gets cut out. And that was really cool. So it broke new ground. It had a groundbreaking, revolutionized the way that we put characters on screen into the video games here, right? Dead Rising did that. Now, it still had some graphical problems, but they were easily forgiven because, well, it wasn't that big a deal. Like, for example, you'll see in this video right here, right? The glass would shatter, but it would just cascade down and disappear, and it looked real cheap looking. But because of like the limited technology that the 360 itself had, it was easily forgivable because we did all this other stuff. Hey, there's going to be a couple of things you're not going to be able to do or get away with because we don't have the graphical and hardware capabilities to really push that. Somehow the guys that did this, Dragami Games, made these flaws even worse, and we're going to look at a couple of them right now. There's a 28-minute video or 27-minute video. We're not going to watch nearly all of that. I'm going to skip around and just show it the really good one. They call it the Xbox 360 because when you saw it, you do a 360 and walk away. Shit, man. No, I fucking did a 360 toward it and fucking bought one. It's definitely like the PS3 so far of the last like 15 years. My three favorite consoles are the Xbox 360, the PS3, and the Nintendo Switch. Like, definitely, like, hands up, best of the last like 15 years generation. You know, and I really do appreciate the Switch for all of it, all that it's done. If you temper your expectations a little bit, like if you're not wanting to play Helldivers 2 and shit on there, you know, it's not a big deal. If it's all like, I don't mind like graphical limitations. I'm on like stuff like the Nintendo, or you have a budget PC. I have a problem with them when they're like major AAA games by major freaking billion-dollar studios. PS3 is still a great media player. Fucking A, right it is. How they fuck up 4 and 5 so bad there. Dude, I have no fucking idea, man. Like 4, I had such high hopes for. I remember getting a hold of my brother's PS4 console for a little bit, and I was playing the very first Shadows of Mordor, and that was so fucking cool. And then I think Warner Brothers, they're the ones who made that game. They patented the Nemesis system, I believe it was called, and have never used it again, and will sue anyone that tries to use it. So we have a couple of, well, there was a sequel, but it wasn't as well received as the first one. Disappointing for sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and get over here. It's pretty nasty the way the way everything sort of goes off. Check this out. Okay, this is the original. You'll see right here in the top left hand corner, it'll switch from original to remaster. Okay, speaking of sue for patents, Nintendo versus palworld, man, let's put a pin in that for sure. Okay, I want to talk about that because I think that's really jacked up, man. That shouldn't be happening. Come on. And you know what, before I forget that, there is something that I retweeted on Twitter the other day that really blew my mind. You know what? Let me just go ahead and show you that, and we'll look at that in a few minutes. Ah, here it is. Yeah, one of my favorite new like little accounts, freaking Pirate Nation on Twitter. It's pretty fucking sweet. I love the shit out of it. But yeah, we'll see that in just a second here. Let's go ahead and go through this. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Playing this now in 3, 2, a skilly dilly do. Yeah, let's look at the window real quick, okay? Look at the window. This is what it looks like when you're you have an ancient ass console and you're doing the best you can. This is forgivable. It's like I don't have this problem with Skyrim or really any of the Fallout games or anything. I don't mind this stuff because you give me a good game, I'll forgive you for a lot of bullcrap. But check this out. 360. Look at that. I mean, it's fine. This is the remaster. Yeah, see, it just fucking appears. Yeah, this just looks bad. Oh, this is a great part right here, mowing the freaking zombies over. It's so much fun. And it's dark as hell, you can't see shit, and it looks like crap. The original had some AI problems, though. This looks okay, but this part, like right here, it looks okay, but everything's just super muted. Nothing really stands out. You look at this over here, there's still little textures and shading and shadowing everywhere. And so it looks a little bit like a real spot, right? You go to this right here, and it looks real soulless. Like the people who make the amazing Digital Circus did a much better job, and like with the like this kind of looks like something from the Digital Circus right there, right? Like I can see this sort of like graphic, and they've done like for free on the internet, did a much better job than this like major studio with like practically unlimited funding. It really doesn't look much better. It doesn't look much better, but you expect it to be a hell of a lot better than what you get with an updated HD, Ultra HD, 4K, yada yada blah blah remaster. That's what I have to say about that. I don't like that. Here's some more. Now this shot right here. this shot was really iconic, right? Like when people talk about like old school freaking gaming moments from like the early like the mid to late 2000s, they'll reference this game, right? All geometry looks the same, the textures aren't even recreations of the originals. No, not really at all. It's like they kind of like you know, just like moved things just a little bit and just like maybe took some stuff out in the background, because it's kind of funny. It's almost like they don't have the capability to run everything the way they did. Maybe they didn't have as much funding, you know, but blah blah blah. But check this out. So this right here, hold on one sec, let me make sure that my shit's not all messed up now, because whenever I even touch the wire, hold on one sec, let me make sure that my shit's not all okay. Good. Because well, the mid to late 2000s, when they're talking about like iconic gaming moments, this is one of them. This is freaking cool, right? Like, we'll play this a couple of times so you guys get the idea of what I'm talking about, because I thought this was just a real cool shot in the game. It really displayed the creativeness with the studio that made this game. Check it out. This is at the very beginning as well. Yeah, they took all that, the sound out of it too. Like, check this out. This is the right. It looks terrible. Like, they did a bad job. I think my editor, my video editor, because I have a couple of them, they have better green screen graphics than this shit. Like, let's look at that one more time, huh? Yeah, it looks terrible. And I never noticed how bad the camera animation also looks. Like, if we look at the left again here, check this out. Yeah, see? There's action. There's an action in that camera shot right there. It blanks out from like top to bottom. They meet in the middle and then they switch back up again. You get all these cool graphics and stuff, and like, holy shit. And you get the reaction from the character. With this, it's just that you don't get the reaction at all. It's just a clunk, very, very generic, very shitty. Can't wait for the Netflix mobile editor, mobile edition, where the remaster is mostly fixed. Fun GTA reference there. Oh man, yeah. Lest we forget, we live in a world post Mafia. I think Mafia 2 remaster, Saints Row, I think the second or the third remaster, and of course the worst one of them all, the whole the GTA 3, 4, and San Andreas. We live in a post that remaster GTA remaster world, and it's fucking awful. It really is. Did you see that? Yeah, but this looks pretty, man. I mean, they did a really good job of that. Like, look at I can't really talk like good about this game enough, you know. It's quite literally one of my favorite ones, right? Let's look at a couple of more real fast, just to real drive the point home, huh? Ugh. I mean, this looks okay over here, but that just looks like Dookie. You know, now that I think about it, I think Dead Rising 4 looks better than this piece of crap. Yeah, level of detail, this is the original. That looks a little bit better, but they still haven't really gotten the jacket very well. Geometry. Huh. I mean, it looks okay, but you don't really see like the zombies coming at them too terribly much. I mean, you do a little bit, but not by much, you know. Okay. What is this geometry? Vegetation. Donna! Vegetation I don't really give a shit about. His wet clothes look better. Is it just me, or is like when he, you know, like when he walks in the water in the original, it's like the water reacts to him in real time, but with the other one, it's kind of like slightly delayed. Am I crazy or what? Okay, that's not very good when he's just walking. It looks better when he's running. Yeah, they're like nothing's really happening at all in this one except like a couple of splashes. So in conclusion, you look at Lollipop Chainsaw and you hear from the studios who are remaking it, hey, bummer news, we're losing a few of the songs due to copyright and licensing issues. Sometimes that just can't be helped, but they put a fresh coat of HD 4K paint on there and it looks freaking great and people really like it. These guys put like a fresh HD 4K coat of paint on there and it doesn't really look as good as it used to in the original. Water and neither looks good. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's very okay. Like I said, graphical and hardware limitations, you know? Yeah, all in all, yeah, I'm very disappointed with the with the fact that this is going to be the remaster that we're going to get, and I'm just going to play the original version. I already have it downloaded. But speaking of which, Nintendo versus Palworld, they finally sued them for please no copy. And get this right. So this is Dragon Quest. It's an old Akira Toriyama inspired game because look, there's a dragon right there. Hell, like most of the dinosaurs look like stuff he's drawn, right? And if you go line by line, you really do see that Pokemon really did straight up copy most of Dragon's Quest, just so like, you know, this is the equivalent of, hey, can I copy off your homework? Yeah, just change it a little bit so it doesn't look like he copied me directly. And that's really, really funny. Some of those are a bit of a stretch, but it's also a patent lawsuit. I can see it being a stretch, but at the same time, though, if you look, kind of contrast, compare them, there's a lot of them that do kind of look almost exactly the same, huh? It's kind of funny, like Psyduck, for instance. This like monkey-looking platypus thing, then Psyduck. And then the clams look a little different. I mean, it is kind of funny. Geodudes, this guy. It is a little bit funny. Maybe it's not all the way 100%. It still is a little bit funny. All right. Okie dokie. Well, that was fun. I will be putting that. They won't say what patent. Probably catching monsters in balls. Oh God, that would be kind of funny, huh? If that's really what they got him for, because you know, people should have remembered what happened to Bluehole, the creators of PUBG, when they tried to sue Epic for Fortnite because they said they had a patent on the concept of Battle Royale, and Battle Royale had been done like several times since before PUBG, and they tried to do it in a country, I think it was South Korea, where they had really, really, really loose and relaxed copyright laws, and they were trying to take them to court there because they thought that they could win. But Fortnite became such a global freaking juggernaut, as did PUBG, but just not at, it was at the level of Fortnite for a while, but then Fortnite just took off into the stratosphere. And you really can't do anything about that because that's just how it is. And at that time, Fortnite was just such a phenomenally better game and easier to pick up, whereas PUBG was a phenomenal, great game, but you had to actually put the time into really learning its mechanics and having fun with that. So that's why it lost in that court. They even tried to they tried to get home base advantage because I think Bluehole's I think they're stationed or based out of North Korea or South Korea, not North Korea. Oh god. What would happen to us if a North Korean game really got popular, you know? Okay. That was fun. I've been wanting to rant and rave about that the Dead Rising thing for like a week now. Best Korea.